Page 112, question 9 to 13.
Okay, now have a look at question 9. Okay, so so what's happened is, if you read the question, what's happened is we have those vertical rod. Say they are the top view. Now I have a pole in the middle, and and I have a vertical tunnel like this. Okay? Vertical tunnel. So what's happened is, in the tunnel, so the rod is being rotated on the wall of the tunnel. Okay, so yep, something like that. Okay, and if we can say, okay, the radius will be 5 and the period is 2.5 seconds. Okay, the mass of the Jody will be 6 kilograms. Okay, now let's read the question. Okay. As the gravitron spins at a uniform rate, okay, the girl is pinned on the wall. So the girl is pinned on the wall. Okay, is well, it's pinned. It means it's stationary. Okay, the horizontal force acting on Jody are balanced or not balanced. Okay, so remember this is a top view. Okay, when we're talking about horizontal forces, uh, this is the horizontal plane. Okay, so what's happened is it's unbalanced. Okay, because if the horizontal force is balanced, it would stay at uniform velocity, and it won't rotate. Okay, since there's a net force towards the center of the circle, there's a net force. It means the forces are unbalanced. Okay, and the vertical force are balanced. Well, vertical force must be balanced. Okay, because it's pinned to the wall, and Jody does not move up or down. It moves uh, horizontal plane around the circle. This is question 9. Okay. So if you look at question 10, I need to find the speed, okay, of a circular motion. So what I do is I go to my formula sheet. Okay, year 12 formula sheet. Now I have a look at circular motion equations. Okay, here, okay, velocity equals to 2 pi radius divided by t. Okay, so if you don't have the equation, write it down. Okay, so write down the equation, 2 pi r divided by t, and substitute all the values in. Okay, so the velocity will be 2 pi times 5 divided by 2.5. Type it in your calculator. You should have 12.6 meters per second. Okay. Now let's do question 11. If you look at the question 11, we need to find the magnitude of the centripetal force. Again, look at your formula sheet. Okay. The centripetal force is measured in, okay, so mv square on r. Okay. We have a mass. Okay. You have the speed, which is from the previous question, okay, divided by the radius. Okay. You do the mass, will be, sorry, I think I'm, okay. Oh, sorry. Question 11 is ask for acceleration. Okay, so I made I made a mistake there. So if they ask for the acceleration, will be v square on r. So just 12.6 square on 5. You do the math, it should be 31.6 meters per second square. Then for question 12, the question 12 is asking me, if I go back, now the normal force. Here is a tricky one. So the normal force will be the force of the surface acting on the object. This will be the normal force. So in this case, that's the normal force. And what's happened is the net force, which is your centripetal force. Just remember your centripetal force is going to be your net force. So FCP is your net force. So from Newton's second law, sum of all forces should be your net force. Now if we look at the diagram, the normal force is the only force there. The centripetal force is the net force. So there's no other force pulling the girl back. There's no other force anywhere, so the normal force is the only force. So what we can say is, my sum of all forces will be my normal force, equals to the net force, which is the centripetal force. So your normal force should be the same as the centripetal force. So put it in your calculator. And you should have 1.89 times 10 power of 3 newtons. That's question 12. For question 13, we need to find out, say, if the rate of rotation has increased. 6 revolutions every 10 seconds. So, what is the frequency of its motion? So 6 revolutions per 10 seconds. So the period, so in 6 revolutions, so the diameter of one revolution will be 2r pi. That's the diameter of one revolution. So times 6. The diameter of 6 revolutions in 10 seconds. So this is basically your velocity. We can find the velocity. So you have 1060 pi divided by 10, which is 6 pi meters per second. Then they ask me for they asked me for the frequency. Now frequency is measured in hertz. Frequency is measured in hertz. It means how many revolutions per second. So I have 6 revolutions every 10 seconds. So 1 hertz means 1 revolution per second. So in order to find the value of frequency, I need to use the number of revolutions divided by the number of seconds. So 6 divided by 10. I have 0.6 revolutions per second. So I have 0.6 hertz. Now